Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Well, we're going to give this reel away today. We posted this previously on the one of our videos, Flea Market Finds, I believe, and we said that this would be a subject of a drawing, and well, we've got some folks that have responded, asked to be in that drawing, so we're going to pull that in just a moment or two. But I thought I would talk for a moment about the history of this reel. This reel is a Silstar. It's the F35 graphite reel. This was probably made in the 1990s. There is a chance that it could have been made a little bit later, but the case design that you see in this kind of the squared case, early graphite type of indicators from the industrial design kind of speaks to 1990s. Now, why do I say 1990s? Well, we'll talk a little bit about the history, and we'll see how I kind of did a little bit of the research behind that and a little bit more on the company. If you want to learn more, if you want to get in these drawings, if you want to get an idea about fishing reels, their manufacture, their history, some fun facts on them, I'll give you a few of those in this video, and some helpful hints and tips and the like. I want to encourage you to subscribe. That's how you get into this. You subscribe, and when you see a drawing come up, and there'll be one coming up soon, but when you see a drawing come up, you just simply say, I'd like to be entered into the drawing, and well, we'll put your request in the box. We'll pull one, and maybe you'll be the winner of the next thing to happen. I cover all kinds of fishing reels today. This one, well, it's a medium-sized reel. That would be indicated by the 35. This one holds about, now let's see if we can find the lower. It's a 6, 8, and 10-pound test, so it kind of tells you lakes and streams and the like. And on the 8-pound, which is the mid, 160 yards of 8-pound monofilament test. So it gives you an indication about the size. Let's talk Silstar for a minute. Silstar is not a real manufacturer. They're a consortium of fishing distributors. The fishing distributors wanted to come up with a personalized brand that set them apart and gave their customers the opportunity to offer a value-priced reel at the to their customers that competed with their the name brands, the Penns, the Shimanos, the Daiwas, the Ryobis, and the like. Silstar was very strong in Europe, and it was also well played here in the U.S. In the U.S., Silstar was primarily known, I'll call them department store reels. They were normally sold as a combination of a rod and a reel. They always were well-made reels and respected. I don't call them junk reels at all. They're nice reels. They were value-priced, and many of them are out there still fishing today. Well, what do we know about the company? We know that the company was formed in 1984, and it had about a 15-year run. It ran through about 1999 before going bankrupt. And that's why I say we would date this one probably to the 1990s, bearing that logo and trademark. During that period, they were made in Korea. And I don't know if we can see it on there, but this is a Korean-made reel, which was not unusual. If you follow the cycle of offshoring fishing reels, it went to Japan from the U.S., it went to Japan, and it went from Japan to Korea, always chasing the low-price manufacturer market, if you will, where you could get the assembly done cheapest. And from Korea, South Korea, it split off, and many manufacturers went to different sites. For example, Shimano went to Malaysia, which a lot of them are still made today. Daiwa went to Thailand. A lot of Daiwa and the likes have gone to China subsequently, but some of them still maintain that positioning in those sites as well. A lot of other U.S.-based companies, well, Penn would be an example. Penn introduced their Silver Series, which was the 100 through the 105, and they started in Japan, and they got moved to Korea for their manufacture. And today, Penn, which is part of Pure Fishing, almost is entirely made in China. And again, I think it's more of a labor market kind of a thing. And I understand that there are several of those manufacturers that have been using China for fulfillment that are actually looking to move to places like Vietnam and the like, as China has some economic issues going on there. Well, Silstar, back to that story. So in 1999, they went bankrupt. And they kind of sat dormant for a while. The brand name was still owned. The company was out of business. And they reformed in 2009. I believe they reformed in Columbia, South Carolina. Interestingly enough, that's one of the places where Pure Fishing is headquartered. A lot of rods and reels made in Columbia, South Carolina. And they reformed there. They also combined their operation with Pinnacle. So if you see the Pinnacle brand, which you won't see any longer, but if you find the Pinnacle brand, those two were combined in the 2009 time frame. And during that resurrection, they made a lot of nice reels. And, well, predominantly their marketplace has been in Europe. And I believe European distribution still continues. And I'm not quite certain as to whether you can find one of these reels made in the U.S. today. But that's a little bit of the history here. Well, where in Korea were they made? They're not a manufacturer. They didn't have a plant there. Well, in my research, I found two Korean manufacturers that they've narrowed it down to. One of them is a manufacturer called Doyo, D-O-Y-O. And that is the most likely manufacturer of this reel. And Doyo made quite a few reels under trade brands. Most predominantly, I believe, is the current Rather Products line, which includes Luz and Quantum. And then the other one, which I believe is exclusively manufacturing for Bass Pro today, is Daewon, D-A-W-O-N. They're also in South Korea, but I think they only make low-profile bait casters. I think they only make them for Bass Pro. But again, back in the 2009 time frame when this was resurrected, the likelihood is that one of those two companies made this. And of course, Ryobi had a good presence in Korea as well. I'm not sure it is possible that this could have been made by the same folks that make the Ryobi reels. This is a nice reel overall. We had mentioned it as a 35 size reel, and somebody's going to win that. They're going to win it here. And so I've taken the folks, all of the ones that signed up, said I'm subscribed and would like to win the reel. And let's go on, and the winner is. So we'll just pick one of these. I'll hold it out of here. This is our winner. The winner is... The winner is Air Mobile Vision. So I will contact you in a comment to your entry. Please provide me with your mailing address. This giveaway is yours. So congratulations on that. Well, I thought for a moment I would take a second here. You see some corks in the background here. Interestingly enough, when this reel came, it came on a broken fishing pole. But on that broken fishing pole was a little setup that I thought we would start a conversation on, and I'd be interested in your replies about the versatility and how to use corks. Well, these aren't even corks these days, right? There's some kind of a plastic plug, mostly found in wine bottles, but well, I guess you can find them in other places as well. On that rod that was with this reel, there was a cork, sliced a portion of it, hole set through the center, probably just poked through with an awl, could have been drilled in, it doesn't matter too much, fashioned as, well, a bobber. So we all know that these will float, and if you want to use a cork, you can certainly just slice off a piece of one of these. They're waterproof, they'll last forever, they float, and well, I guess you can get very creative in this as well. You could probably paint them a brilliant orange or white or something else maybe to help them show up in the water. But this is an inexpensive way to make a bobber and have it be just as effective. So I thought I would provide that to you as well. I think we all know about how a cork or a piece of a cork can be used to hide the hook so that you don't stab yourself. Now most of the time this one will be on a lure, maybe a steel diamond jig or something. A lot of them come with the single hooks these days, and that's a good way to protect the hook. I've also seen this used in lieu of the sleeves for snelled hooks. You can just run the hooks right around here, so you probably hold 5 or 6 or 7 of those. It'll keep them separated and untangled, and you don't have to worry about messing up with that little plastic sleeve that those snelled hooks come in. Just simply set them into the hook into the cork, kind of run them in, equal spaces around there, and a good way to protect your hooks and protect yourself from getting snagged while you're trying to locate that hook to tie onto your rod. So there's 3 of them. You have a bobber, you have a storage device for a jig so that it doesn't get you, and it also is a way to take the hooks out of a snell pack, mount them, and keep them on there. Well, if you have any others, please leave them in the comment section. We'll try and do a video on all of the ideas for how to use the wine cork or any cork that you may have, and let's do a video on that. See how creative our channel is in helping us to do something unusual that everybody can benefit from. So we'll do all of that. I want to congratulate our winner again. Our winner is Air Mobile Division 7759, and I'll send a note in response to that from the video. Hopefully we'll be able to make sure that this reel gets a second chance. While I'm at it, I want to thank our first responders, our police, fire, safety, rescue, all of the folks that are working in the public interest to keep with our well-being in mind. And I also want to thank everybody who participated in the drawing. If you didn't participate in this one, don't worry, there'll be another one coming up shortly. And well, I hope to give some reels and tackle and things away this way to give them all second chances. And hopefully you'll be participating, and you'll be one of the lucky ones that will be able to get one of these pieces as a memory, and more importantly to use. So thank you all. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.